boys and girls, Chapter 5 of the Polar Bear Patrol. When we popped up, guess what we saw? The best polar bear babies in the Arctic, polar bear cubs. I want to pet them, Wanda said, but I know I can't. That's for sure, I told her. Remember, they're polar bears, not teddy bears. We watched the cubs play. Then they took a break to clean their fur. One of the cubs hit the other with its paw, and soon both cubs were rolling in the snow. How old do you think they are, Miss Frizzle? I asked. Well, they're still little, Miss Frizzle said, so that means that they were just born this winter. Where do you think their mother is? Arnold asked nervously. Well, probably hunting for food, Miss Frizzle said. The cubs are still too young to help out with that. Everyone watched the cubs play until Arnold turned around, that is. Everybody, Arnold said, company's coming. Oh, don't be silly, Wanda said. We're out in the middle of nowhere. Well, I think you'd better look, Arnold said. Oh, all right, Wanda answered. We all turned and looked across a narrow strip of water. About 50 yards away, we saw the polar bear that had passed us underwater. The bear was staring at the polar bear cubs. Then she turned her eyes on us and let out a growl. Yikes! It's the mother bear, Ralphie shouted. Suddenly, the middle of nowhere got really loud. The mother polar bear let out another louder growl. The cubs started squealing, and we all screamed. The mother polar bear dropped the bloody seal that she was carrying, and then she reared up on her back legs. Another growl shook the air. Tim has written a little report here called Big Bears. An adult female bear weighs from 330 to 660 pounds. An adult male is even bigger. A male weighs from 650 to more than 1,600 pounds. Miss Frizzle in her notebook also has some information about polar bear babies. A polar bear mother digs a den in the snow to have her babies in November. The babies are born about 6 weeks later. At birth, a baby cub weighs less than 2 pounds. They are blind, deaf, and helpless in every way. The mother feeds the babies milk, and after 10 weeks, the cubs weigh about 20 to 25 pounds. In March, they leave their den with their mother to go out into the Arctic spring. Miss Frizzle, you have to think of something, I said. She thinks that we're going to hurt her babies. Back away from the cubs, Miss Frizzle ordered. Maybe she'll calm down. But the mother bear didn't calm down. She looked really angry. She started across the ice toward the water that separated us. What'll we do? Arnold whimpered. I don't like bear hugs. I saw a dead fish on the ice and I picked it up. Well, maybe I could throw this at her, I said. Maybe she'll just stop and eat it. But it looked like nothing was going to stop the mother bear. She charged across the ice and then dove into the water. How fast do you think polar bears swim? Arnold asked me nervously. Fast, I said, but not as fast as they can run. Miss Frizzle, please save us, Arnold yelled. We all turned around, ready to run. And did we ever get a surprise? Tim has also written another little report here called Arctic Athletes. Polar bears are strong and fast. They can run as fast as 35 miles an hour. That would be 56 kilometers, just for a short distance. Polar bears have been known to swim more than 96 kilometers without a rest. The Frizz had done it again. The magic sub was gone, and in its place was an Arctic dog sled pulled by 12 husky dogs. Behind the main sled was a smaller supply sled. I looked closer at the lead dog's face. It looked a little strange. In fact, its eyes reminded me of the magic school bus's headlights. Right away, I decided we should call the dog Bright Eyes. All aboard, the Frizz called out. As I ran for the sled, I tossed away the fish that I had found. I noticed that it fell into the supply sled, but there was no time to get it out. I jumped into the big sled with everyone else. Miss Frizzle's notebook has a little message about getting around in the Arctic. Native Inuit people created a great way to get around in the Arctic. They build long, low sleds with smooth runners pulled by husky dogs. A team of 12 dogs can pull a sled weighing up to a half a ton. Miss Frizzle! Arnold screamed. She's coming! We looked toward the water. The mother polar bear had swum across the water between us and was pulling herself onto the ice. She was only about 50 feet away now. The bear stopped to shake out her fur. Everyone's in. You can step on the gas, Miss Frizzle, Dorothy Ann said. There is no gas, the Frizz said. She was frantically checking the dog's harnesses. The polar bear mother was getting closer. All at once, Miss Frizzle jumped in the sled, grabbed the reins, and cried, "Mush!" at the top of her lungs. The dogs started to bark. Then they all leaped forward. We started to pull away across the ice. We'd escaped. I turned around to say a final goodbye to the polar bear cubs. Miss Frizzle, I called out, one of the cubs is missing. Don't worry, Tim, the Frizz said. Its mother will find it. We're out of here. Mush! We all yelled. I wasn't sure what mush meant, but it sure worked. Bright Eyes and the rest of the dogs took off like lightning. Soon we were flying across the snow and the ice. The polar bear mother was slowing down now that she was satisfied that we could no longer harm her cubs. Chapter 6 is for tomorrow, Mrs.